So now I'll talk about audio connections. Inputs. From the top menu bar, click on Studio, then click on the Audio Connections option. Click on the Input tab located on the upper left of the Audio Connections window. There are two microphone/line inputs for the Steinberg UR22C. Here you will see all of the inputs for your audio interface. I will remove all of the inputs and add them back for the purpose of demonstrating how to add and remove inputs. In order to remove an input, right-click on the input of choice and select Remove Bus for the applicable input. Click on Yes if you are asked to confirm the input deletion process. Do the same for all remaining inputs. Click on the Add Bus button in order to add inputs. You have a choice of adding stereo or mono inputs. In this case, we'll be adding a mono input. Select Mono from the Configuration selection box from the Add into Bus window. Under the input's name in the Bus Name text box, in this case, you will be using Mic 1 for the first input name. Click on the Add Bus button. This will close the Add Input Bus window and display the newly added input in the Audio Connections window. Make sure that your audio interface is selected in the Audio Device selection box. The next available port will be selected automatically. If you would like to change the port for a given input bus connection, click on the Device Port selection box for the input bus connection you would like to change. Click on the Add Bus button again. Since we previously added a mono input, the mono option is already selected in the Configuration selection box. Enter the input's name in the Bus Name text box. In this case, we would be using Mic 2 for the second input name. Click on the Add Bus button. You can enter as many audio inputs as your audio interface has. This time, we will add two inputs at the same time. Before adding two inputs at the same time, I will remove the two inputs that were just added. Same procedure as before. Click on the Add Bus button. Select 2 from the Count selection box. If not already selected, select Mono from the Configuration selection box. Enter the input's name in the Bus Name text box. In this case, we will be using Mic. Two line inputs were added, Mic 1 and Mic 2, as shown in the Audio Connections window. It's also possible to rename the input's name by double-clicking on the input's name and entering a new name. It would be a good idea at this point to save the input audio connections setting. This is what is called a preset. Click on the Presets drop-down box and then click on the Save Preset option. Enter the preset name in the Name text box. I usually will use the audio interface name Inputs. In this case, Steinberg UR22C inputs. Your preset can be recalled anytime in order to restore the input selection saved as that preset. Close the Audio Connections window by clicking on the X located at the top right corner of the Audio Connections window. The next video in the Recording with Zelda Snargly Series 1 is Part 6, Audio Connections Outputs.